The central bank has raised interest rates again.
What's the big deal with an interest rate hike to make the main news? And why does everyone act like the world's ending every time it changes?
Because somewhere tonight, adults received news notifications on their phones and felt their stomach drop. Another couple just canceled a holiday. A business owner just decided not to hire someone. A teenager just got told, "Not right now, money's tight." All because of one decision, made by a group of people in a room, the central bank. And most people have absolutely no idea how it works.
You saw the headlines? Interest rates went up again.
Yeah, another $400 a month.
Which means we need to slow down spending for a while.
What? Again?
Sorry, bud. Interest rates. It's out of our control. Everyone is going to be feeling it. We might have to hold off on that camping trip.
But why do they keep raising them if people are struggling?
That's the part nobody explains properly. Why would the government make life more expensive when people are already stressed? The answer starts with one word: inflation. Inflation is when your money slowly gets weaker because prices are rising too fast. Last year, maybe $20 bought you lunch, snacks, and a drink. Now, it barely survives the food court. Your parents feel it too. Groceries, electricity, insurance, fuel, everything creeps higher. And here's the dangerous part. When prices rise too fast, people panic. Because suddenly it feels like no matter how hard you work, you're losing.
Hey Alex, when are you going camping with your dad?
Nah, it's not happening anymore. Dad and Mom are stressing about mortgage repayments again.
Same. My mom started canceling subscriptions and stuff.
That's how interest rates spread through a country. Quietly, not like explosions, more like pressure. Families stop eating out, parents delay buying things, businesses cut workers' hours, teenagers hear it maybe later more often. And slowly, the entire country's mood changes.
This is so unfair. Everything was going fine. Then interest rates go up. Sure, my savings accounts get better, but my parents' mortgage just went up $400 a month. So who even decides this stuff? Don't they see how much it hurts people?
Yeah, I get it. It sucks. But it's the central bank. Every country has one. And their whole job is basically to stop the economy from overheating without crashing it.
What does overheating even mean?
Imagine that the economy is like an engine. If it's too slow, people lose jobs, businesses shut down, nobody spends money, everything feels stuck. But if the engine runs too hot, people start spending like crazy. Businesses can't keep up. Prices shoot higher, house prices explode, rent rises, food rises. Everything becomes unaffordable faster than wages can keep up.
So overheating means everyone's spending aggressively at the same time?
Yeah. Too much money chasing too few things. And when that happens, companies realize people are willing to pay more. So they keep raising prices. Then workers demand higher pay to survive. Businesses raise prices again. And the cycle keeps feeding itself. That's what the central bank is trying to stop.
So when inflation gets too high, the central bank pulls the emergency lever. They raise interest rates, and suddenly, borrowing money hurts more. Spending money hurts more. Mortgage repayments jump. Credit cards get uglier. Car loans become painful. Businesses stop borrowing. People stop spending. The economy slows down, which is the whole point.
Wait, so they intentionally slow everyone down? That sounds messed up.
Because the alternative can be worse. If everyone keeps spending aggressively, prices keep exploding higher, and eventually normal people can't keep up at all. Imagine your sandwich costs $10 today, $15 next month, then $20 after that. It hits $50 before you realize what happened. That's why central banks do something painful in the short term, to avoid something disastrous in the long term.
Yeah, but what if things slow down so much the whole economy crashes?
Good point. The goal is to slow things down without destroying everything. Think about driving a car downhill. If the car starts going too fast, you tap the brakes. You don't slam them so hard the car spins out. That's basically what central banks are trying to do. That's why rate rises usually happen slowly, 0.25%, maybe another 0.25% in a few months, testing the waters, rather than 0.50% in one go. And another thing, interest rates don't work instantly. They're what economists call a lagging indicator, which means the effects show up later. The central bank changes rates now, but families and businesses might not fully feel the impact for months, sometimes over a year. That's what makes it dangerous. Central banks are basically steering through fog. By the time inflation finally cools, the damage from higher rates might still be spreading quietly underneath the economy. And eventually, demand can completely stop and everything stops. People lose jobs, businesses cut staff, construction slows, consumers panic. That's when you drift into something called a recession. And nobody knows the exact point where slowing inflation turns into breaking the economy. That's why people get nervous every time rates rise. They're asking, are they cooling the economy or accidentally choking it? And honestly, central banks don't get it perfect every time. Sometimes they move too slowly and inflation explodes. Sometimes they go too hard and the economy cracks.
Without even realizing it, Alex started changing his behavior. He thought twice before buying things, stopped wasting money on random impulse purchases. Even hanging out with friends became about finding cheap ways to spend time together. Sitting at the park, walking around shops without buying anything. The higher interest rates were doing exactly what they were designed to do, making people slow down their spending. Now imagine you own a cafe. Your business loan costs more, milk costs more, electricity costs more, and customers stop buying extra stuff because they're stressed about money too. So what do? Hire fewer people, cut staff hours, raise prices, or close completely. And suddenly a rate rise becomes someone losing shifts, someone losing income, someone going home stressed.
Do you think we're gonna be okay?
Yeah, things will just be tight for a while.
Parents carry pressure differently. Kids notice silence. Kids notice tension. Kids notice when parents suddenly say no to things they used to say yes to. Most parents aren't scared for themselves. They're scared of failing the people they love. Eventually, the situation flips. Once higher interest rates cool the economy enough, the central bank starts cutting rates. And suddenly, mortgages ease, borrowing becomes cheaper, people spend again, businesses hire again, confidence comes back. People feel richer, even before they actually are, because economies run heavily on emotion. But here's the trap nobody sees coming. When money feels cheap, people get overconfident. They borrow too much, upgrade too much, assume good times last forever. Then rates rise later, and suddenly people are trapped paying off lifestyles they can't afford anymore.
So people make huge decisions assuming nothing will change?
Exactly, and economies always change.
So interest rates are basically the heart of the economy.
They affect almost everyone. The teenager whose parents canceled karate classes. The cafe owner stressed about paying staff and bills. The family delaying a holiday. The worker scared of layoffs. The couple arguing over bills at midnight. One small percentage change can ripple through millions of lives. And this is where most people get trapped. They think their financial stress means they failed personally. Sometimes that's true, but sometimes the entire economic environment changed around them while they weren't paying attention. And if you don't understand the system, you blame yourself for things you never saw coming. Most people hear interest rates increased by 0.25% and think nothing of it, without realizing that sentence could mean thousands of families cutting spending, businesses canceling expansion, parents losing sleep, teenagers feeling pressure at home, and millions of people becoming more afraid about the future. One number, one lever, causing an entire country to react at the same time.
So the economy is really just people reacting to fear and confidence?
Pretty much. And interest rates? It is a tool trying to control both. Sometimes too late, sometimes too aggressively, sometimes imperfectly. But understanding the system changes how you move through it. Because when everyone else is confused, the people who understand the cycle usually panic less. And Alex was about to understand how this interest rate change will impact him